In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on December 4th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Denver Broncos versus Baltimore Ravens. Denver will try to snap its 3-game losing streak when it travels to Baltimore on Sunday afternoon. The Broncos have lost 7 of their last 8 games, with their lone win coming against Jacksonville at the end of October. Baltimore had its 4-game winning streak snapped in a 28-27 loss to the Jaguars last week. Denver is 4-14 against the spread in their last 18 games against the AFC and 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 road games, while the under is 7-0 in their last 7 games following a loss. Baltimore is 2-5-1 against the spread in their last 8 games overall and 0-5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games, while the under is 6-2 in their last 8 games overall. The Ravens have a much more solid offensive playstyle than the Broncos do this season. They do a good job using Jackson on the ground to create space for the passing game. I expect this playstyle to outperform the Broncos' defense. Jackson is leading on the ground and in the air. He does a great job turning negative yardage plays into positive yards by advancing the ball when he scrambles. This will be huge against Denver. In addition, Denver has really been struggling on offense and their chemistry has been off, so I expect Baltimore to punish that. The Ravens really did a number on my confidence last week after their loss to the Jaguars, but as bad as that loss was, it's not enough to scare me off of the Ravens when the Broncos are the alternative. The Broncos have been awful this season, and I don't know how anyone can be eager to back this team. I believe that this is a tough spot for the Broncos, as a lot of games have been. With Denver continuing to struggle and the Ravens' dynamic offense, the Baltimore Ravens to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Denver will struggle to put points on the board against the Ravens. The Ravens are averaging 25 points per game, and I expect them to score around that number, but not much higher. The Ravens have a solid offense, but it hasn't been at its best this season, as they have had some struggles that have prevented scoring opportunities. Denver is averaging below 15 points per game, and I expect them to struggle to score in this matchup as well. With Denver having an abysmal offense and the Ravens not being a high-scoring team, I expect a low-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Browns versus Houston Texans. This Sunday, the Cleveland Browns will travel to Houston, Texas to take on the Houston Texans. Kickoff will be inside NRG Stadium. Neither of these teams has had the season that they were hoping for, but I am still expecting a battle in this one. Deshaun Watson is also available to play after his 12-week suspension. The Cleveland Browns are entering this matchup after taking down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-17 in overtime. The Browns were great on the defensive side of the field, as they didn't allow Tom Brady to consistently move the ball throughout that game. They will have to play with that same effort in this one if they want to challenge the Texans on the road. The Houston Texans are coming into this one after falling to the Miami Dolphins 30-15. This game was not as close as the score indicates, as Houston was horrible on both sides of the field. They will have to score more points in this game if they want to protect their home field against the Browns. The Browns are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games against a team with a losing record. The over is 6-1 in the Browns' last 8 games against the AFC. The over is 6-1 in the Browns' last 7 games after accumulating more than 150 yards rushing in their previous game. This is the Super Bowl for Houston. Obviously, Deshaun Watson will dominate the narrative this week, and rightfully so, but personally I see a lot of variance with this situation. Sunday will be Watson's first professional football game in 700 days, having last played in the final week of the 2020 regular season with the Texans. The ceiling is much higher than Jacksonville Jacoby Brissett, but early in his tenure, I also believe the floor is much lower while Watson rounds into game form. If you believe he will hit the ground running and show no rust at all, then this bet isn't for you. The game plan here seems relatively simple for Kevin Stefanski. Get the run game going early and try to get Watson comfortable. Houston's defense is 25th in schedule-adjusted efficiency this season and 30th in DVOA against the rush. However, Cleveland is ranked 27th and 31st in those same categories, so it's fair to say Kyle Allen will show much better in his second start, and Dameon Pierce could also be in store for a big game. Since 2017, when the Browns went winless, there's only been one other team in the NFL that has posted fewer than 2 wins in the regular season. Houston currently has just 1 win to their name with only 6 games left on their schedule, and while I'm not advocating playing the money line in this specific spot, I would not be surprised if Houston stole another win down the stretch, especially considering the record number of one-score games in the league this season. With all the craziness that's happened already, would it really surprise you if Houston covered or won this game outright? I didn't think so. Not so crazy anymore, I guess. So the Houston Texans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. There are questions at quarterback for both teams, but for different reasons. For Houston, it's a matter of talent. The tank job is in full effect for Kyle Allen, who can probably even win a game or 2 down the stretch and secure the one pick for the Texans in the upcoming draft. For Cleveland, it's all about rust. Deshaun Watson hasn't played a professional football game in nearly 2 years, so it's really hard to pinpoint how sharp and effective he will be in this game despite the fact that he's facing one of the worst defenses in the league. I think Houston's will come out very aggressive here and try to carry over some of the momentum from the second half last week, where they scored a pair of touchdowns and made Allen look serviceable thanks to a couple of explosive plays from Jordan Akins and Brandon Cooks. Dameon Pierce has only carried the ball 15 times in the last 2 games, mostly because of the game script, but also because of effectiveness. He should get some better run in this game against a Browns unit ranked 31st in DVOA against the rush. Pierce has the 6th most yards after contact in the NFL this season and 7th most yards per rush after first contact. If Houston's offense can get off on the front foot and prevent Watson from easing into the game with Cleveland's rushing attack, I can see this one flying past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Commanders versus New York Giants. This Sunday, the Washington Commanders will travel to East Rutherford to take on the New York Giants. Kickoff will be inside MetLife Stadium. This will be the first time that these two teams face off this season, as the winner of this game will have a better chance of making the playoffs. The Washington Commanders are coming into this game after taking down the Atlanta Falcons 19-13. They looked incredible on the defensive side of the field, as they showed that they could defend the run or the pass. They will have to carry that momentum over into this game if they want to challenge the Giants on the road. The New York Giants are entering this matchup after falling to the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. They struggled on the offensive side of the field, as they couldn't score enough points to stay competitive in that game. They will have to efficiently find the end zone in this one if they want to defend their home field against the Commanders. Washington is 6-0-1 against the spread in their last 7 games and 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 road games. The under is 8-2 in Washington's last 10 games. New York is 0-7 against the spread in their last 7th of December games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record. The under is 19-5-2 in New York's last 26 games on turf. The under is 18-4 in these two teams' last 22 head-to-head meetings in New York. While Washington is 6-0-1 in their last 7 games, I think they're going to struggle against the Giants. They both favor the run, but New York is simply more efficient and more prolific. The Giants average 4.7 yards per rush compared to 4 for the Commanders. They also have the edge in red zone scoring percentage, 59.38% to 53.13%. Washington comes into this game on a 3-game winning streak, while New York has lost 2 games in a row. New York's defense has had issues in the last 2 weeks and has allowed 59 points in the 2 losses. Just like in their last game, I expect New York to win the turnover battle, and that'll give them the boost needed. This is a pretty even matchup, but I am going to give the edge to the Giants at home. So the New York Giants to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Taylor Heinicke has started 6 games in place of Carson Wentz this season, and he's eclipsed 211 yards only once. That's despite Washington playing a below-average slate of defenses during that stretch. Daniel Jones hasn't exactly been lighting it up either, and the only time the Giants' offense has looked good recently was against the lowly Texans. Even then, they only put up 24 points, and 7 of those came on a pick 6 of Davis Mills, so it's not like it was some massive offensive explosion. In each of the past 2 weeks, they've done nothing at all when it's mattered against the Cowboys and Lions. Both teams are going to look to run the ball a ton and win it with their defense. The Giants' pass catchers have been ravaged by injury, and Washington's O-line is banged up. I wouldn't expect too much offense in this game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.